strike throw mix or evade a strike throw mix against a character like Beatrix, who one of the best strike throw characters in the game.
Oh, yes.
The best command grab in the game for free.
10 frames.
Yeah.
10 frames.
Which is the exact, you want to know why it's a big deal? You would think someone like Ladiva with a 5-frame command grab, that's better, right? No. There, on Wake Up in this game, there are 9 frames of throw protection coming out of block stun. There's something like 5 to 7. You cannot just do a jab and then, you know, immediately throw someone. Beatrix command grab is the exact amount of frames you need it to be to just never really have to worry about throw protection while also still beating a lot of the common defensive strategies in this game, like defensive delayed 2L, defensive brave counter.
Yep. So you definitely do have to gamble a lot, especially on a character like Uno who does have the access to the parry, but you cannot parry a throw, so got to be very careful if Danielsaz is going to use their command grab up against them. And honestly, it's going to come down to can we outbalance the reward that Beatrix has versus what Anre can get.
And that is absolutely epic. Now, Anre does have some pretty cool mid-screen combos, but they do require a little bit more specific hits than a lot of characters, and sometimes he needs to burn Raging Chain a little bit more often than Beatrix would. Yeah, backing off. You can see that right there. Spend the heavy immediately. Instead of relying on like the L spear, the M spear, trying to outzone this character, spent the timer, gonna have a counter hit punish.
All right, big combo, already putting Beatrix in the corner. This is good right here.
Spends the parry on the combo.
Very simple, looking for some staggers right there, but gonna find our way out with our trusty Embrass sword. Right back at you with the BC though.
Yeah, still bind the spear, and kind of what we just said about parry, right? Start with your level 1, force them to prove they know how to work around it. That is the #1 rule of fighting games when you first get into them. If the opponent has not shown that they can stop what you are doing, do not stop doing it.
Yeah, it's definitely a lesson I learned the hard way. It's just trying to get to that next level when it doesn't necessarily demand it. And especially for a character like Anre, their archetype, very...
Interesting Sage setup.
Run on Embrass sword, and we trade with the parry.
Both characters, that says a lot about the types of characters these are, is both players doing run-up reversal and neutral.
That is crazy right there. And there we go.
Yep, just we talked about it.
Nothing is forever.
Delta Clock is on the table now. Any heavy special going to be very dangerous for Curry to deal with. You see there, right there, the 2-2H tried to fish for it. That would have been probably a round end there.
And I get it because you wanted to try to low profile the spear and skip neutral and get a big hit. That probably would have won the round, but it's going to be Anre putting Uno on the win column. Aaron Curry taking the first game against Danielsaz.
Yeah, Daniel, little antsy there. Didn't respect the plus range. And this is a matchup you're not going to run into Uno anywhere nearly as often as you're going to run into Beatrix. Really easy to not be aware of when he is plus.
Yeah, that is a good note. Like how... When you were talking about the effectiveness of the layer 1 of Uno, as we get the big close heavy there from
Are we going to do the hard combo? I think we're going to keep it easy. Yeah, I actually like that decision. Again, similar to Charlotta, I never want to give credit to Beatrix players for anything. However, that corner BNB where you do the Raging Strike into the raw super, surprisingly hard.
Yeah. Going hard in the paint, though, was Beatrix in
yeah,
that
the
first
walk-up
round.
5H.
Holy moly. Got them twice with it.
The toes with the 2-2H.
Right back at you, crouching medium,
and again,
gonna hit.
But we talk about the matchup unfamiliarity. Uno is no longer plus in that situation. Danielsaz was +2 in that situation and let the DP rip.
Yeah, just got to be aware. A character as rare as Uno, like you said, you do not run into this character in ranked that much, if at all. And really, you can take advantage of that with situations like this. So we'll see if Aaron Curry can maximize it here to even out the round count. Looking like they're doing a good job here. But Embrass Sword, once again, DP placements have been so good by them.
Patience here from Danielsaz. Waiting for the opportunity. Yeah, brave counter away. But again, one crystal. Oh, that was so spooky. Oh. Great spacing by Aaron Curry here. If Curry was a little bit closer, that potentially was a round. One crystal on deck. Delta Clock on deck. Full meter.
Big hit already into the corner.
It is set point here for Curry, but Danielsaz also has a round on the board, so they only need one hit here as well. Yeah, I like that actually. Spend it for control because Beatrix, let's be real, she has a native DP. She doesn't need that Brave Counter on deck the way that a character like Uno might need Brave Counter to get Beatrix off of him.
Oh, I like what they were going for, looking for that
Yeah.
same delay 5H that they were getting a lot out of in that first round, but this time not just or didn't have the timing right, so they just ran into the heavy parry. Bastion being armed right now, putting Beatrix into the corner. Looking for that far M. Oh, that had to have been
Execution
fireball.
error, absolutely.
Oh,
That was definitely fireball, but you saw the little bit of walk forward before that 5M, and that came out as forward 236. That is something that universally in anime fighting games, 6236 in Arxis games always overrides as a DP input. Unfortunate, one of the situations where, you know, you kind of got to use the skill button in that situation or be a KOF player and know that you let your stick go back to neutral.
Yep. You also 2369
yes,
as well.
Yes,
so.
exactly. If you do the full half circle, that'll override as a fireball. Kind of deep cuts in terms of mechanic knowledges for, you know, Arxis-based developed games, though. So, Aaron Curry going to move on winners, and we have a little bit of a break coming up. Take our time, catch some breath. We're going to be gone for 2 to 3 minutes. Get some drinks, get some snack. We'll catch you on the other side.
Hey, didn't see you there. Combo Breaker 2026 will return.